Hey listeners, make sure to check out our 2-week free trial for unlimited yoga, breathwork, and Ayurveda on betteryoga.net.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Kari Harendorf, and this is the Better Yoga Podcast. My esteemed guest today is Dr. Asavari Mamavikar, who is the founder and lead faculty of the Minnesota Institute of Ayurveda, which happens to be where I got my certification as an Ayurvedic practitioner. Dr. Asavari also holds a BAMS, which is a Bachelor of Ayurvedic Medicine and Surgery, a Master's in Ayurveda. She's an Ayurvedic doctor and is classically trained Ayurvedic doctor with over 20 years of Ayurveda practice. She has a deep affection for Ayurveda and has her own personal clinic and clinical consultative Ayurvedic practice called Ayu Wellness in Minnesota, where she lives. And her passion is to educate students about the holistic healing system of Ayurveda. Dr. Asavari is my professor and friend. Thank you so much. Thank you. So happy to have you today.
Thank you so much, Kari. It's so lovely to be here. It's my real pleasure to be here.
Well, good, because you're going to be a regular guest. And when I asked Dr. Asavari what she really wanted to talk about today, what she's currently passionate about or researching, teaching about, she talked about autoimmune diseases. Now, autoimmune diseases are increasingly recognized as a significant health concern, both in the United States, but also globally. And recent studies provide insights into their prevalence and the growing burden that they represent on society and the healthcare system. Now, I know that you're going to talk about this, and I'm sure that our listeners already know, but the disproportionate amount of women to men diagnosed with autoimmune diseases. And so nearly, I think it's 80% is the current statistics of those that are women that are affected by them. And so that's going to be our topic today. We're going to take a deep dive. But before we get in there, we just want to do just introduce you to our audience. Our first question that we ask all our guests is, what is your daily practice?
That's a lovely question, Kari. So my morning really starts with, very early morning. That is before the sunrise. So typically I like to get up around 5:30 to maximum 6 o'clock. And that is almost like my internal clock. So, that just works with the outer clock. And the first thing I like to do is do some chants. Just do a little bit of mantra, look at the palms and, pray the God and everybody actually around me and showing that gratitude, the emotions of gratitude to start the day and to get the energy to get going. The next thing is definitely I like to do like a, brushing teeth with a proper like neem toothpaste and doing abhyanga. Abhyanga is one of the biggest part of my life because it really is self-love, right? You are loving, you are having that gentle, kind attitude towards yourself and also definitely balancing your energies, right? And it is wonderful for the immunity also. I mean, there are so many lovely benefits of it. So I make sure that I'm doing that abhyanga every day.
Yeah, for our listeners, if you're coming from the yoga audience, Abhyanga is the daily self-massage with warm oil. Oftentimes they're infused with different herbs based on your constitution and what your current imbalances. We call Prakriti and Vikriti in Sanskrit and in Ayurveda. So it's actually hashtag game changer. That's what Abhyanga is. It's just a game changer.
So true.
Once you start, you will never not do it. It's like, how did I live all these years without doing that? Yes, highly recommend.
So lovely to hear all that Ayurvedic language with you from you, Kari. Wonderful. Yeah, absolutely. So based on the season, based on your constitution, based on any health issues you have, there are different oils that, we use in Ayurveda. So that is the Abhyanga that I do. And then the next thing is definitely yoga. Yoga, meditation, pranayama to start the day, to bring that amazing energy and also connecting yourself. because as we start our day, there are so many other distractions and continuous, all of the challenges of the life, and then there is not much time to connect to yourself. So this is a great way to start the day, having some warm tea with a little bit of honey into it, and then I start the day by seeing the clients. Uh, so typically my cases and client visits, they start right from 8:30 in the morning up until almost 4 o'clock. So I see people in person as well as online. And whenever I get a chance, I make sure that, I go outside whenever possible, like with the nature walks, if the weather
Hmm.
permits. And making really nice food because, I want to make sure that I'm eating on time. So in the morning, I try to make some delicious food, all healthy recipes. I like to cook, seasonally as well as everything that is fresh. So for morning breakfast, lunch, and dinner, try to prepare everything right in the beginning. So I don't have to go back and, keep worrying about like, what do you have? Otherwise, if the food is not there, you tend to eat like something that is junk or processed food, which is available right there.
Yeah.
So, right, yeah. So,
So you'll
making
make your
sure
food, you'll make your breakfast and your lunch in the morning.
that's right.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. And make sure that the lunch happens somewhere between noon and 1. So that's the time I make sure that there are no clients or there is nothing else going on in my life so that I can concentrate on the food. And in the evening, after teaching, I make sure that I do some pranayama, calm down, do some, foot massage with the lavender and little bit sesame oil. I do like some yoga, which is again like calming and soothing,
Hmm.
like legs up the wall, to reduce the stress of the life and everyday situation, and also to cleanse my energy because when you see you're a healer, you see so many clients through the day. So sometimes you pick up their energy also, their health issues and other problems as well. So it's really important to take care of yourself and
Oh,
heal from there
yeah,
as
I
well.
love that topic. And as an empath, I definitely feel that capacity of taking on people. And so, do you have a particular ritual that you like or an essential oil that you'll use before or after?
Absolutely. I love lavender oil. So put lavender oil essential drops into the oil, the sesame oil or sometimes pitta reducing oil, like pitta pacifying, and I put it on my feet and just relax there and do some pranayama, do some mantra also, like some chants, and then try to relax. Try to go to bed around 9:30 to 10. Try to keep everything away because there are so many distractions. Make sure that the panes are down. So, having that soothing energy there.
Hmm.
So that's so, my entire day is based on as much as possible, like the circadian rhythms because as the sun goes up, that's the perfect energy for you. Like during the lunchtime you should have proper lunch, the main meal, and in the evening you need to wind down. So if we use all those energies which are out there and try to sync with that, actually it helps a lot
Right.
for being more productive.
Living in harmony with nature reduces suffering. Ayurveda in
Absolutely,
a nutshell,
so
right?
well
It's
said.
like,
Yes.
can you share a bit about your journey with Ayurveda and what inspired you to specialize in this field?
Absolutely. So, actually, I grew up with all whole foods. My mom used to cook really lovely, everything right from the scratch. We used to grow a lot of food in my backyard. So we used to use like all of those herbs and spices in the food. So that really intrigued me into the dietary portion,
Mhm.
like how to have nice, food that can help you to nourish yourself, not just the body, but also the mind. I used to see like my dad doing yoga and pranayama and all breathing tools and really doing that aura meditation. And that actually started intriguing me that what is this about, right? How to really heal yourself with the nature. How can I learn about these more? And also in the school, actually, we used to have yoga class every day. So we used to go for at least 1 hour for that, and we used to have Sanskrit as a language, so which is actually the motherly language, which is language of Ayurveda and yoga both. So I started learning that, which is really, uh, connecting your mind body together, connecting and understanding the sound waves, right? Because sound waves are so healing, and all of these mantra practices as well as Sanskrit language can help you so much. So then actually I started, getting really interested into this path. I decided to do a proper studies, which is like formal studies to learn about mind body practices. How can I use like proper diet, lifestyle, herbs, spices, panchakarma treatments, all of that to heal everybody around me. So from the beginning, I had this a big passion and a purpose for life where I can be a healer. I can help someone who is around me and trying to find out the solution for their sufferings and problems. So I did actually BAMS, that is Bachelor of Ayurvedic Medicine and Surgery. It's about 5.5 of years of a course.
Hmm.
You do it after your 12th examination. So basically, you do the high school and then later on you study, you do BMS. And then I was so much intrigued about the gut health. I wanted to learn more, right? Because, all the problems, they actually start in the gut. And now it is actually more evident, and there is so much research going on regarding the gut microbiome, but it has been already written in Ayurveda many thousands of years ago. So I wanted to learn more about that, as well as I wanted to, make sure that I know about how to do the Panchakarma treatments, the detoxification treatments, and help people to heal from within. How to let go of the, all the toxins that build up over a period of time. So I did my master's, that was for 3 years after my BMS program in Kaya Chikitsa. So Kaya Chikitsa is a huge umbrella. So most of you are yogis, so you know Hatha Yoga. So Hatha is a huge umbrella. Underneath, you will see like so many different, modalities and classifications. Similarly, Kaya Chikitsa is a major role, and that is a broad spectrum. So Kaya means your body. Kaya also means your Agni, your digestive fire, and the Chikitsa means treatment. So all the treatments, everything that is around your gut, all the health issues, they come underneath this umbrella. So I decided to do my master's in that, and I did, for those 3 years, which was amazing to learn about, so many patients, and it was integrative clinic. We used to go see thousands of patients every day in the hospital, which gave me so much confidence, to do the clinicals and to understand the pathology from Ayurvedic standpoint and how to connect modern medicine with Ayurveda. Because most of those patients, they used to get both cares, modern treatment along with Ayurveda. And then later on, I started working at Cancer Research Center because, there are so many chronic health issues, and most of those like debilitating. So your life, uh, they really suck the life energy. The quality of life is deteriorated significantly, and there are so many problems and health issues they sprout from it too. So I wanted to see like how Ayurveda can be used in cancer, and that's how like I became a part of the Cancer Research Center. And I also did a lot of Panchakarma treatments to the patients, and I started teaching at uh, Wagholi Ayurvedic College back in India. And then for a few years, I had really good experience like working with students and, learning about overall, health issues and other problems also, of the patients. And from then, I came to United States. So basically, around 2003, I came to US, and then I started teaching at University of Minnesota, uh, having my own clinic, IU Wellness. So this has been a wonderful journey, and I see that passion in my students like Kari, and I see how they are, they are using it in their day-to-day practices, and they are helping others to heal as well.
Well, you're
Uh,
one of the people
so
that
this
helped
is
to,
amazing.
you've helped to, the popularity of Ayurveda in India, right, is known, right? That's the birthplace of it. And there was definitely it didn't come over with yoga. right? Like
Right.
in the
Yep.
60s when it was broader, when it really gained popularity, I think in the 90s. But I've seen that change. I've seen it shift. And so Ayurveda is maybe not a household name yet here, but it's becoming that. And I know also in Europe, there's a lot more Ayurvedic clinics. We have the Sant Lad here. And so it's definitely shifting. And I think that it speaks to a shift in mentality of people wanting to take a more active part in their healthcare, about health span and not just lifespan, right? The difference between that
Mhm.
and just the rise up of other modalities or wellness systems that are just not the same patriarchal kind of system that might have been more in more of the medical module. And so in that regard, I wanted to ask you, what do you feel makes Ayurveda unique to other wellness systems?
Wonderful. Absolutely. I mean, what you're saying is so true that it is not a passive role. Typically, when you are in the, working with the modern system, it is more passive role. So you are just taking the pills and you are, gulping it down. But with Ayurveda, definitely you are taking very active role in your self-care, in healing yourself. Also, Ayurveda really looks at, personalized medicine, so personalized healthcare. Depending upon your constitution, who you are, that is the base of Ayurveda. And based off of that, your diet, your lifestyle, everything is tailored. So this is not a generalized view. It is not like one pill for everything. It is more, looking at who you are as an individual, what is your makeup, and what is right for you, right? So that's how I love that, personalized approach of Ayurveda. It is also very holistic medicine. So it connects mind, body, it connects the nature. You feel like so much empowered by your own healing mechanism, your energy, as well as connecting to the nature and learning from nature too, and using like herbs and spices, which we get directly from that. It another, biggest factor which I really feel about Ayurveda is finding the root cause. Because, unless you know the cause of the problem, cause of the suffering, how can you negate? How can you completely get rid of the issue? Right? So if you look at any tree and if you are cutting just the branches, that tree will not go away. It will still stay there because the root will sprout. But if you really try to find out the root and if you cut down the roots, if that tree is dead, and you cut it from the root, then only it will completely go away. So that's how you have to look at that factor, which Ayurveda always tries to do that.
Right. As all of my handouts would say, studying every disease, the first part of the treatment, remove the cause. Then
Absolutely.
deal with the mess, right? And so I want to start steering our conversation towards autoimmune disease. And so, in terms of like the root cause, from an Ayurvedic perspective, what do you think contributes to the increase in the prevalence of autoimmune disease?
I feel really it is a prajnaparad, like not using your intellect
Crime
properly.
against
It's a
wisdom, for those of you not up on your Sanskrit.
there you go, right?
I didn't know this was going to be a test for me, too. And I agree, by the way. I totally agree.
Right.
So explain
So
that concept in Ayurvedic medicine.
yes, absolutely. So, many times your body is telling you, it is giving you signals that something is going wrong, you're not feeling well, or just the vague symptoms. And most of the times, people do not pay attention to it. They keep going with their lives. They do not try to find out what is going on, what was wrong, and how to change it. And also using our, sense organs, or, like eating wrong kind of foods, not using the sense organs correctly, just indulging with the things which are available there, right? So that is all about not using your intellect properly, because the intellect, which is our buddhi, is telling us what's the right and what's the wrong. And if we don't do that, definitely, it sprouts so many suffering, so many problems. Autoimmune diseases are some of those, but there are so many others actually which sprout from the same.
Right.
And
That's the root cause of all disease, or one of the root
exactly,
causes, stress being another one. But yes. And so to put that in perspective, or to make it so simple in a way that everyone can understand, you're starting to feel sick. You're getting a cold. Your throat hurts a little bit. And you're like, I really want something warm, tea or soup or broth. But then your friend is eating ice cream and you're like, I want that. It's like, you really don't want that, right? If you
absolutely.
listen to what your body really wants, and then you do that over and over and over again, over years and over decades, and a disease doesn't happen overnight. It's an accumulation of an amalgamation of insults again and again and again. Like increases like. So there we go.
There you go. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And it's also the lifestyle disorders. I mean, the modern current life is so different than how it used to be before. So that also brings so many challenges, related to the food that we eat as well as our lifestyle.
Yeah, we're going to talk about our crazy modern lifestyle for sure. But I want to just circle back and in terms of, I know, so Ayurveda doesn't view diseases in the same way that Western medicine does in terms of like naming diseases, or they group things by more symptoms and stuff. And so in terms of their view on autoimmune diseases, how is that different than Western medicine?
Yeah, such a great question. So, actually, Ayurveda, as you said, absolutely do not care for the name of the disease. It's about which doshas and which dhatus are out of balance. So, doshas are the energies, basic energies for everybody, who are new to Ayurveda. So, all of us, we have Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, three different energies within our system. So, Vata is super dry, light, cold, subtle kind of energy, very similar to the air, or windy, right? Like sometimes we just feel windy and bloated. And pitta is like hot and sharp like sun. So anybody who has felt like hyperacidity, reflux, or burning sensation, that is all about pitta. It's super super scorching sun, right? And kapha is like heavy. It's very similar to the earth and water. So it creates like grounding effect in you, and it's that's how like Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, three of them, they combine together, and they when they are in balance, they help us to heal. But when we look at the autoimmune diseases, most of the times it's a very complex situation. Not just one energy, but there are almost all three of these energies are out of balance. And the problem starts there. Because when there is only one energy that is out of balance, it is comparatively easy to calm it down. You can change some of the your dietary factors and you can regain the balance, but in this case, because all three doshas are out of balance and you have lost, like if you look at every single cell, every single cell has its own buddhi, its intelligence, but that is almost lost because of lot of toxins built up, right? So in Ayurveda we call it as ama. So when there is so much ama buildup, that creates a lot of uh, obstruction in the channels, and the cells do not get proper kind of energy, and the problem really starts there. So most of the times you will see many different systems are impacted with autoimmune diseases. Similarly, many organs are impacted or they are having issues with autoimmune diseases. And Ayurveda really looks at the root again, trying to find out which doshas, which dhatus, which tissues, which organs, which systems are off of balance, and then how to heal from that. Try to find out at what stage of the disease the person is, and then how to heal from that. How to improve the immunity. There are so many lovely herbs and healthcare, uh, healthcare, things or options which Ayurveda provides.
Yes, I love that. Thank you. And so it's almost like a cancer diagnosis where you have all the doshas, and I always think of the color wheel where yellow and blue make green. And then but when you have everything, it's just a brown mess. Yeah. And so you touched on a little bit of this, the foundational principles in Ayurveda in terms of doshas and dhatus, or the tissues, and malas, the waste, which all need to be functioning for there to be real health of the rogi, right? Could you talk about the foundational principles, so in terms of like guiding the treatment? So you want to mitigate pitta in something like lupus, right? Or you want to mitigate, and if you will, because also this like deposition theory, right? There's a lot of writing or research about autoimmune diseases. They're all really the same thing, but where they manifest in an individual. Does Ayurveda have a say or a view on that in terms of based on the kaivalgunya, the weak link
Weak
of the
spot.
practitioner, but also
Mhm.
their constitution? Could you speak a little bit to that?
Absolutely. So, at the base, you will definitely see like all three doshas are out of balance to some certain extent. The Agni, your digestive fire, your gut health is definitely, out of whack. And there are a lot of toxins built up in the body, which are ama, which are contributing factors as well. And every single individual has, a different makeup. So that is all about the genetics. So here is where, both modern medicine as well as Ayurveda really intersect. So according to modern medicine, the genetics is really important. Similarly, Ayurveda says that bija dushti. So, your seed is having some issues. So, and that then it sprouts as the time comes with your, wrong diet and lifestyle. So, depending upon what kind of, or in which part or which system or which organ you have weakness, right? All of those doshas, the energies which are increased in number as well as in quantity, it just goes up and then it tries to find some weak spot. So they lodge into that weak spot. The ama, the toxins also lodge into the weak spot depending upon the autoimmune disease. And then it will manifest as actual, all the symptoms of that disease, right? For example, if you look at celiac disease or if you look at ulcerative colitis, right? So these doshas which are increased in number, the quantity and quality, similarly, all the toxins, the ama, which has increased, it will go and it will lodge mainly either into small intestine for celiac or it will lodge into the large intestine for ulcerative colitis. So, depending upon wherever there is a weak spot, they will lodge and then they will flourish, they will disrupt all the functions, normal functions of those organs. And then ultimately you will see the disease progresses. But for all of this, it actually takes such a long time. It doesn't happen overnight. So that's the beauty of where Ayurveda can pitch in and can help to reverse the problem.
This episode of the Better Yoga Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Banyan Botanicals. Use the code KARI15 for 15% off their amazing Ayurvedic products. That's KARI 15. Don't forget to use the link in our show notes. And our friends at Vibrant Health. Use the code BETTER_YOGA for 20% off your next purchase of supplements and superfoods at vibranthealth.com.
Right. And how diet and digestion, you were talking about. So, the food that you eat and then how strong the Agni is will really play a role. Well, it obviously in prevention, but then also in the management and reversal or remission of such diseases.
Right, absolutely. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, most of the foods that we get nowadays, they have a lot of additives, genetically genetically modified and
GMOs.
pesticides, and oh my goodness.
It's
This,
not food.
oh yeah,
So your body's not, what is, it's not even recognized as food. I mean, you did your, uh, your schooling so long ago, but like now it's exponentially worse for people and people gut and the instances of, we'll have you back for a whole talk on IBS and IBD and all the other digestive woes. Do you have any case studies or anything that you can share of examples of how Ayurveda helped maybe individuals that you'd worked with to help manage or even reverse autoimmune conditions?
Absolutely. So over a period of time, last more than 20 years, I have seen so many clients with, various issues and various autoimmune conditions. I have seen like lots of ulcerative colitis patients, as well as I have seen celiac patients and Crohn's disease, thyroid conditions. So uh, I have seen really wonderful results with Graves' disease, which is a
Mm-hmm.
hyperthyroid condition, right? So, few cases where I have seen that the ojas is depleted significantly. So the person feels like very, very depleted, ungrounded feeling, fainting, passing, not having enough energy to go through the day. And there is nothing else. Like, there is only option is to get rid of your thyroid level, thyroid gland.
Mm-hmm.
So do the surgery and then take out your thyroid gland, or you have to take a lot of radioactive uh, therapies for that, right? And that's one of my recent client actually I would like to say about her that when she came to me, she was having issues actually since 2015. Like that's the time when she was officially diagnosed
Okay.
with hyperthyroid, and all of her autoimmune biomarkers and everything was checked, and she was having this autoimmune disease. So the health issues she was having was fainting, losing consciousness sometimes, overheated feeling, feeling very, very weak all over the body, feeling super anxious and very stressful, uh, you know, having panic attacks. And there were only two things which were told to her. Either you have to take out your thyroid gland, or you have to use some radioactive drugs in order to manage it. And she did not want to do both of these because of the side effects and the other concerns that might sprout from it. So I did a very good, like very in-depth assessment with her, like looking at her diet, her lifestyle, uh, other factors in her life, like environmental issues as well as her genetics, trying to find out about her parents and her previous history, all of that. And all of those actually has depleted her ojas significantly. And then I started doing like, ojas related chikitsa, all the treatment, how to improve your uh, essence. Ojas is the essence of all the tissues. So how can you improve that with various herbs and spices? So we did a really good detox, and then we started doing all these herbal remedies for her, which helped her immensely. So now she doesn't have any of those problems anymore. All of her symptoms are completely gone, and she might not need, any surgery anymore.
Wow. And when did she come to you?
So she came like few months ago. I would say about 8 months ago.
So from 2015 to 2024, she was living with Graves' disease and managing symptoms and probably worsening her condition. And after a few months with Ayurvedic medicine and you, Dr. Asavari, she is symptom free and her numbers are within normal limits.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, she felt so hopeless with all the things which were available to her, and she was really looking for, something that like a ray of hope
Mm-hmm.
where Ayurveda really shines, and it was very helpful. Another case I had was about exactly opposite, hypothyroid, and she was having so many challenges with specifically her gut issues. So her digestion was off, there was no energy, and weight gain tremendously.
Right.
And she was also having all her biomarkers positive for autoimmune disease. And after using Ayurveda, actually, it helped her immensely. So now she doesn't need to use any of the, medicine, modern medicine for that. No hormone replacement for it.
No thyroxine. Awesome. That's awesome.
Exactly. Yep. Yep. So Ayurveda can be used along with what you're doing, like modern medicine, uh, as an integrative approach, or it can be used on its own as well. And it can be very useful actually to improve your quality of life.
That's incredible. Um, yeah, and so I think any disease that where there's depletion, right? The ojas is going to be affected, your immunity or your essence, as you were saying. Um, so Panchakarma is the detox protocol in Ayurveda, and it's really what is used to manage or for all of these diseases. You would have Panchakarma remedies to clear the ama, the toxin buildup, and clear the channels. And so I imagine that it would be very beneficial for autoimmune diseases as well, especially when you have such a mix of imbalances.
Absolutely. Because this is a very complex situation when you are looking at any autoimmune disease. And there is so much ama, so much toxin buildup. Your Agni is really low as well. And that's how Panchakarma treatments, the first and most important thing actually, they help to get rid of the excess doshas from your body. So digesting, all of those toxins and then getting rid of all, excess doshas, the removal of doshas helps immensely. So doing like there are five different remedies or therapies, Vaman, Virechan, Basti, Nasya, Rakta Mokshan. So those are the five ways which are, they look like more intense, but they are really, really helpful because you are going to the root and you are removing the root, which are the toxins buildup, right?
Right.
The root is the toxin buildup, so you are getting
Right.
rid of it.
It's number
And
one, remove the cause.
exactly.
And so we will definitely do a session on Panchakarma, but this is not something that you can like do at home by yourself. You need an Ayurvedic doctor or an Ayurvedic practitioner who's really schooled in this, or go to a clinic. It takes a long time you have to prepare the body for such a detoxification. So it involves a lot more Abhyanga, to go back to the beginning of our conversation. You have to release the hold of the toxins, which is like, if you think about it, they're white and sticky and heavy and like sludge. So you can't just flush it out or it wouldn't be there, right? You have to like oil it up and heat it up. So just like coconut oil is like heavy or stiff at room temperature, and if that temperature is cold, and then it goes to a liquid. So you actually have to do that so all the channels in the body can release, and then it goes back to the gut if it's been stored in an organ or stored in viscera, and then it can be flushed out with the enemas, with the vomiting, with the, nasi oil, all that stuff. It's a whole other giant topic, but it
Absolutely.
works.
It
It
works amazingly.
works.
Yes.
It heals. It heals because your body is a self-healing machine, and your body wants to be right. It wants to be in homeostasis. It is always trying to heal itself. That's what sleep is, right? Which is why, insomnia can be so detrimental to the health. It's one of the sleep is a pillar of health. Um, and so I want to just bring in more about the relevance of our modern lifestyle, because you touched a little bit about our modern diet, our sad standard American diet. And Ayurveda so emphasizes the harmony with nature. So how can people living in today's society, where culture is everything is a mile a minute, and many people live in urban places, so the toxic load of a city dweller versus someone who lives in the country is so much more. How can people in those environments adapt some of Ayurvedic's principles to bring a little bit of nature into their life?
Absolutely. So I would say baby steps. That's it. Just go slow and
One thing.
one thing at a time. Yes. Because Ayurveda is so huge, there are so many beautiful recommendations which could help you to live longer and very healthy life. But it's really hard in today's life to incorporate all of those in every single day. Go slow, listen to your body, see what it's saying you, right? It is telling you something, and try to add one thing at a time, like building those good habits that go along with the nature. It can be as simple as, like eating lunch every day. Many times I see people, like, clients, they just don't eat lunch at all.
Hmm.
They don't have time. They're traveling at that time, or they are in a business meeting, or there is no food available. So maybe like you just eat apple and you are done. But that's not true, because that is the biggest time when your digestive fire is at the peak. So just listen to that and adding that one thing, right? There are so many beautiful practices, but again, add one at a time
Okay, you just
and try to
aggravated
have good
every
belly.
you just aggravated every pitta person listening to this podcast. Because they're gonna be like, okay, give me the list. I want to check the boxes. Tell me what I need to do and I'm gonna do it. But
Yeah,
yes, because I'm like, one thing, one thing at a time. Because the habit stacking is what is successful, right? Give someone
exactly.
a
Yeah,
list
it
of
needs to
20
be
things.
sustainable.
They're not going to do anything. Do one thing, see how much better you feel, add one more thing. I love it. I love it. Um, and I find that that is the hardest thing for my clients to change, because we are such a society that has, like you said, often skip lunch or working at, eating while working at your desk. So you're consuming information or getting that email out while you're consuming, and you're actually not giving 100% to either. So you have indigestion, you're going to have bloating, and you're going to have typos, or something is not going to, something is going to get missed. But it's so hard for Americans and to have that bigger lunch and light dinner. I mean, based on myself, like I still have kids at home and they have basketball practice or a basketball game and a rehearsal and this and that. And it's like, I'm not with them at lunch. And then we come back and it's like to have that time convening over dinner. And then sometimes dinner is until 7 or 7:30. Like that's a hard one. But I always feel better when I have a big lunch and a small dinner. It's like a little soup for dinner or something. It's always better. And my sleep is always better, and my readiness score, because I have the Aura ring. Shout out to those biomarkers. They're so good. We have such access to the data now. We know. Um, yeah, 3 hours before bedtime, nothing else in the gullet.
Yeah. So going to bed at 10, which is another a big game changer. If you really do that, you gain so much energy. The next day is so lovely. You wake up with a lot of, good positive thoughts and energy to go through, but not many people can do it. Again, because of the modern,
Oh my God,
lifestyle.
I can
Yeah.
barely make it till 10 o'clock. Sleep on the couch. Yeah, and if you're someone that goes to bed at midnight, like you dial it back 15-minute increments, right? Like you're not suddenly going to be tired at 10. You have to slowly roll that back. Like when you have a child and it's daylight savings time, all of a sudden you have to do it very gradually. I love that. And so also stress being another one of the major contributing factors to all of our dis-ease in our modern lifestyle. What Ayurvedic practices would you recommend for stress management and helping to mitigate its impact on our health?
So typically the stress comes due to overwhelmed situation. Too many things on your plate.
Mm.
So just try to prioritize the things which are really important for you. Go for it, right? So try to, write down everything, see what is really necessary, work on it. That's, more practical way of living. Uh, Besides that, definitely, like if you can do massage every day, that helps amazingly. There are so many lovely other practices like Shirodhara, which is oil dripping on your third eye, which is very, very calming and soothing practice. you will need, somebody to guide you or somebody to help you who is
Yeah, that would
Ayurvedically
be like a
trained.
great treat. But the Abhyanga you could do yourself every day. That's amazing for
Absolutely.
stress management. Um,
Absolutely. Yep. And if you're not able to do it in the morning, that's okay. You do it in the evening. You do it on the weekend. Anything, if it, don't look at 100%. Anything that you can do, even just one day, that will help you a lot going forward.
right. And again,
Essential oils,
oh, yes,
right?
it will
Yeah, just
instantly
add a little
change
bit.
your mood, right?
Exactly.
They
Yeah.
will, because they just cross the blood-brain barrier. They go right to the limbic system in the brain. You can just smell some lavender and feel calm. Serenity now. Or any of the big trees like the cedar or pine or any of those are very calming and very soothing. So um I suggest people to just have a little bottle right by in their workstation, right? And just
Mhm.
smell that. So nice on a cotton
Absolutely.
pad in your car or during your commute if you have a commute. It's just really nice. And going back to your point of like one thing at a time, because if you're going to start a dinacharya practice, a daily practice of self-care or seasonal practice, the ritucharya, um, Dr. Asavari's list, her morning list sounded aspirational. Even for the best of us. Um, and so if you're just start with tongue scraping if you don't do it already, and like add that to your routine. And again, like the Abhyanga, but one thing, and different books will say, but if you can keep up a new habit for a lunar cycle, 28 days, like it'll pretty much stick, and you will definitely be in the habit and have enough to know if it makes you feel better. If you've been doing something for a month, you're gonna see the therapeutic benefits of it.
Absolutely. Consistency is the key, right?
Right.
You don't do just once and then forget about it. Keep doing it, as much as you can to see the results.
Right. Um, and so are there aspects of Ayurveda that align with or complement? I know you had said working with the Western um, medical professional also, but do they complement modern scientific research on autoimmune disease? Is this a field that is also really studied?
It's little, tough to say because there are so many factors involved into the autoimmune diseases, right? Different organs, different systems, different constitutions. So doing the research and figuring out the exact cause as well as what really helps the person is really difficult. There is definitely a lot of trials, clinical trials, which are going on in the Western medicine as well
Mm-hmm.
as in Ayurveda. So you will see, as per Ayurveda, like there is guruchi, there is ashwagandha, there is turmeric, lots of spices, which have been, under study, and especially the turmeric. It has been
Right.
absolutely amazing. It is antioxidant and anti-inflammatory, and it can be very, very beneficial if taken properly for, proper constitution.
Right.
So again, like lots of clinical trials are there, but they are more geared towards the treatment approaches or towards the herbs than the causes.
Yeah, I always see these studies sometimes as like the new NIH study of the how turmeric can cure this. It's like that's not new. That's been in grandma's purse for 5,000 years. Um, yeah, but hoping that they can complement each other and work together just to provide best outcomes and to bring Ayurveda to the masses, right? To have the exposure about this tried and true system of medicine that is based in nature, on nature, for nature, because we are beings of nature, right? We work just like the sun, the seasons, the animals. We're part of, not separate from that. Um, and so you had mentioned ojas, which is also like when ojas is depleted, the immunity, this is where diseases can really take hold or get the opportunity to take hold. So for someone who's new to Ayurveda or just on the path, what are three simple practices that they can do today to support their immune health?
I would say, just try to do Abhyanga because that is one of the most important ones to calm down your vata, your energy, reduce the stress as well, which is another big factor, major cause for the autoimmune diseases. For improving immunity, you can have some dates. So, right. So
This
just
is like a
take out the seed
no-brainer.
from it.
Dates. Dates and
Dates and
ghee?
add some ghee on it. Yeah.
I'm in.
I mean, ghee is so amazing. It improves your digestive fire. It is very good, for your memory. It is very good for your skin. It helps you to definitely improve, your ojas. So just go on it. Like you can just in the morning take one date and add some ghee on the top of it and start your day that way. Yeah. And try to go to bed early. I mean, I know this is not easy, but that helps a lot.
It sounds amazing, right? I mean, yeah. And so the idea is that when our immune system is strong and we have good ojas, we're not as fragile or frail or prone, right? Not susceptible to get these illnesses, which is so great.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Otherwise, in Ayurveda, there are a lot of rasayana. Rasayana are rejuvenative herbs. So, there are so many different ones. You can start with turmeric, guduchi. Guduchi is really wonderful. It is bitter in taste, but it is so much better than any other, you know, other medicines. It improves actually all of your tissues. It gives nourishment to every single tissue. It improves your agni, your digestive fire, your gut health, your gut microbiome. It helps us to get rid of the ama, the toxins built up from the body as well. So there are multiple benefits of it. So just using it in a everyday, maybe just taking a teaspoonful of it in the morning with water,
In warm water?
in warm water.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. And another one I would really like to say is a jam, which is very easy to incorporate in day-to-day life. So it is a herbal jam which is made up of amalaki, that is the Indian gooseberry. So Indian gooseberry, which is called as amla, it has lots of vitamin C,
Are you talking
loads
about
of vitamin
Chyavanprash
C.
right now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So eat Chyawanprash. There you go.
Chyavanprash. We'll put a link to it in the show notes. I like the banyan formulation. It's very smooth.
Mhm.
It's really good. Yeah, it's a vitamin C boost with the amalaki. Um, and dates. Go back to your dates. So you your
Absolutely.
ghee.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's my winter part of my winter morning routine for sure. I love that. Um, yeah, and then the turmeric would be great for the anti-inflammatory benefits. And yeah,
Yeah. And you can just put it on your egg, right? Like whatever you are eating already, just add maybe quarter teaspoon or a few pinches of that turmeric in your food.
hmm
That's about it. You can add it to soups. You can add it to teas. It is so much easier to use all of these spices in everyday life.
right. And then really your food is your medicine.
Absolutely.
Right.
There you go.
So good. Um, okay, so what message or advice would you like to leave with our listeners who are curious about Ayurveda and autoimmune health?
I would say, you know, just try to stay in tune with the circadian rhythms because they will help you to boost your immunity. Uh, Even if there is any genetic involved into it, the genes will not express if your daily routine is good.
Oh, that's such good
Absolutely, it's
advice, right?
huge. It's huge. So follow the daily routine and also definitely add these spices and herbs that we were talking about. So just taking like 1 teaspoon of amalaki powder, that Indian gooseberry, or you can do 1 teaspoon of chawanprash every day. Take the dates and the ghee. So that will help you to improve your immunity ongoing.
Yeah, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, um, in terms of like Ayurveda is what I love about Ayurveda is it was so empowering to be able to participate and really take charge of your own health, right? It wasn't
Absolutely.
like it wasn't like, oh, my father had diabetes and my grandfather, and so I'm going to get it. Right? Like just that, like if you have good immunity and you take care of yourself and you live with the harmony of nature, like though, even if you have those genes, which would be a kaivalgunya, right? Could be the weakness, the genetics, to go back to like the Western medicine, but it won't express.
Absolutely.
Like,
So profound, isn't it?
it's just let that like sink in, right? It's not, doesn't have to be that way.
Exactly. Don't feel stressed out. Don't feel fearful that something was there, in the generation, so I'm going to get it. Because if you feel depressed or stressed, that is the number one cause to get the problem. You are manifesting it in your mind, and then it might actually happen to you.
Right. Pay attention to your thoughts.
Absolutely. So the mental health.
Where can people connect with you and learn more about your work and your offerings?
So they can go to my website, www.ayuwellnessmn.com, if they are interested into any consultation and any kind of therapies or panchakarma treatments. If anybody is interested into learning about Ayurveda, go to www.mnayurveda.com. So that is our school website. That is our institute, which is based out of Minnesota. And we offer all the courses online, hybrid, so online as well as in person. And we also take our students to India to learn more about, Ayurveda. And as you know, like India is the land of Ayurveda. It is the birth of Ayurveda, right? So that's
Yes.
how you can definitely learn more about it at our institute. We offer different programs, so Ayurvedic health counselor and Ayurvedic practitioner, which are two different levels. And yeah, definitely, if you have any questions, reach out to me. You can email me at asavari@mnayurveda.com, and I'm
Yes,
more
I
than
will. We will
happy to
put
talk to
all
you.
of those in the show notes, and I could not recommend you or your amazing school more. I went through both programs, everybody. now,
Thank you
and
so
now I'm
much.
annoying everybody with Ayurveda, just annoying everybody. All right,
You are
final,
amazing.
oh, it's so sweet. Final question for you. If you weren't an Ayurvedic doctor, what other passion or career would you have pursued?
It is super, super tough to say because this is my passion. I mean, what I really like to do is empath, understand, other people's their sufferings and help them. So probably another type of healing practices, which is more, mind body approach, which has that, understanding. So yeah, that's about it. That is my purpose. That's my life.
So good. Well, you
Yeah.
embody it for sure. Thank you so much. This has been an absolute privilege and a pleasure, everybody. And Dr. Asavari, always so nice to see you. And yeah, wishing you
Thank you
all.
so much for having me. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed meeting you.
All right. Be well, everybody. Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. Don't forget to check out our 2-week free trial for unlimited yoga, breathwork, and Ayurveda on betteryoga.net.